Hello and welcome to another episode of SoccerBeat. And with me is my good friend Raymond Hack. Now, the reason why I've got Raymond here is that there's so much confusion with the upcoming FIFA World Cup match between Bafana Bafana and Nigeria. A few days away, there is so much confusion that I have no option but to go back to Raymond Hack, at least to help us break down exactly all these confusions that are surrounding Teboho Mokoena. Now, Ray, anyway, before we go to the discussion that I'm going to have with Ray, please hit the like button, subscribe, and share the video just to spread the gospel. Ray, we all know that Teboho Mokoena played against Lesotho and South Africa won 2-0. But 5 days later, South Africa went to Benin to play. They went to Cote d'Ivoire, I beg your pardon, to play Benin. But the national coach did not field Teboho Mokoena simply because a storm had broken out that Teboho was not supposed to have played against Lesotho. Now, when the coach withdrew Teboho from the squad that played against Benin, was he saving him to allow him to serve the one-match suspension that he was supposed to do, or how do you read the whole thing? And I'll tell you why after you give me your answer.
Thomas, well, firstly, thank you, and thank you for the listeners for subscribing. Thomas, it's actually very confusing. The reason why I say it's very confusing is due to the fact that obviously a protest was lodged, with FIFA relating to the ineligibility of Teboho, that he had played. But it would seem that there has been no response from FIFA, which I can't really understand, because even if it wasn't done in terms of the rules, it was still an ineligible inclusion there, and FIFA should, in terms of their own rules, either say we've taken action or we haven't taken action. So at the moment, nobody seems to know whether FIFA have communicated with SAFA to say, listen, the player played, he's ineligible, you've been deducted the points and you're losing 3-0, or we overlooking it because the protest wasn't in terms of the rules, or whatever it is. So the poor coach is in a situation to say, well, do I play him? Don't I play him? It seems that he didn't play him. He didn't select him, or he did originally select him and then he decided not to play him. But again, it depends upon FIFA, because FIFA have in the past determined that, yes, in terms of the rules, you will lose the points, you will lose 3-0, but they have also added additional suspensions to players. In other words, the player missed one game, but because he played, they have in the past installed a further game suspension. So, the poor coach at this stage doesn't know which way to go. And, you have to feel sorry for him.
I just want to find out, Ray, if a player in FIFA qualifiers gets 2 yellow cards, the rules state that he's got to sit one match out in suspension. Teboho did not play in the next game. Did that constitute serving that suspension or not?
If you're saying to me, did it constitute? I would say offhand, yes, it did. But, and a big but, it was before the decision of FIFA's disciplinary came out in regard to the game in which he played. Because if FIFA turned around and said, you lost the game, you're losing 3-0, and we're adding an additional suspension to the player missing the one game, then you're in trouble. But, I don't understand how come FIFA haven't responded, or how come SAFA haven't been on their case to say, listen, this matter happened over a month ago. We need a decision, because the coach needs to have a team that is fully eligible to play.
Ray, in other words, there is that distinct possibility that FIFA could sanction a player to serve one match and maybe add another match on top of that, and perhaps even fine the player as well as the federation. Is that what what might happen.
They've certainly done that in the past. Whether they would do this for this particular matter, I can't tell you. But it's certainly been done in the past. When I was on the FIFA disciplinary committee, we did that on a number of occasions because the attitude was that the player is professional. He should know how many sanctions he gets and whether he's eligible or not. And therefore, because of the player failing to tell the manager or playing when he knew he shouldn't, they have added an additional game. But hopefully that won't happen to Teboho.
An added element to this whole drama, the reason why I am actually talking to you, Ray, is because I need clarity. Because as of today, I've picked up rumors that Lesotho are saying if South Africa failed Teboho Mokoena in their upcoming game on Friday evening in Bloemfontein, they will lodge an official protest.
Well, I assume that they'll lodge the protest on the basis that in their minds the player has not served the one-match suspension within the World Cup qualifiers. As to, again, it would depend on what the initial protest was, who lodged it, how it was lodged, whether it was timeless, whether the disciplinary haven't done anything. For me, it's very simple. Pick up the phone FIFA, speak to the disciplinary committee, write a letter to them to say, this is the situation. Is the player cleared to play, yes or no? It's not hard, not rocket science.
So SAFA at this stage, one assumes that they have probably spoken to FIFA, and that is why the player has been selected. But again, as I say, the spanner in the work is that Lesotho are threatening to protest if South Africa failed Teboho Mokoena. Could they perhaps know something that we don't know?
I doubt that FIFA would tell a third party. I think FIFA would only communicate directly with the party concerned. So I would like to think that SAFA have been in communication with them, that SAFA have been told, yes, he's eligible to play. And if Lesotho lodge a protest, well, then the protest will go to the disciplinary committee, and the disciplinary committee will presumably say, yes, we're aware of it, but the player was cleared by us, and we notified SAFA accordingly. They're not obliged to notify Lesotho that all 11 players that take the field are eligible or not eligible.
At this stage, Nigeria has been making a lot of noise, so they have nothing to do with it at this stage.
Well, they have nothing to do with it on the basis that they are the next opponents after Lesotho. So, if it's found that the player was eligible, then there's nothing they can do. If it's found that the player wasn't eligible and they feel that they have a case, they're entitled to lodge a protest. Whether that protest is successful or not, obviously that's something that only FIFA can determine. But I don't believe that SAFA would make another mistake, that someone would drop the ball again. I'm sure the coach would have been the one to say to the manager or to say to the administration, look, please find out what the exact situation is. Is this player eligible? He wouldn't take a chance again, specifically after the last problem.
You are a lawyer. You will guide me if I'm off ramping or I'm still on ramp. Now, in a criminal case, in a court of law, there are people who get involved as friends of the court. Now, in this particular football matter, Nigeria appears to have vested interest in this case. Can they, in terms of the FIFA rules and regulations, lodge a complaint or a protest with FIFA to take action against South Africa? Because that's what they've been saying all along.
Well, on what basis can they do it? They can only do it on the basis that when they take the field of play, they see that one of the players that have been selected, that are on the team sheet, is ineligible. They then have to notify the referee. They then have to notify the captain of Bafana Bafana to say we're protesting against Thomas Kwenaite because he's not eligible to play. That's the only protest they can do. They can't protest they can lodge a complaint on anything. Whether the complaint is valid and whether there are grounds for hearing that complaint is a different story. So anybody can lodge a complaint That's easy. But a protest is specifically in terms of the rules. And unless they are protesting relating to the eligibility or something relating to the team sheet of the players taking the field in the game against Nigeria, I can't see anything being done, and I can't see any validity to a protest.
Ray, I think this is perfectly clear. After your elucid explanation, I'm quite happy and very, very satisfied. Now, I think we can wait for the game to roll on against Lesotho on Friday. Thank you once again, Ray, the people's lawyer, so to say, because you've helped a lot of us understand all the intricacies that has been going on. Thank you very much, Ray.
Thank you, Tom. All the best.